Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 50. I'm Alicia, the Inked Picker.
And I'm Mo87 Official. Hello. And
Woo.
merry day after Christmas for us. It's Boxing Day. Hope everybody had a good holiday.
This year, Christmas didn't feel like Christmas. I don't know. It was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did open some presents yesterday, though, so that was fun.
Yeah.
I guess we could talk about what we got for Christmas.
I like low-key Christmas. This one was, for me, it was like regular Christmas because since before the pandemic, we always used to go to my aunt's house. She lives down, she doesn't live far. And I'd see aunts and uncles and cousins that I don't see much. But when the pandemic, stopped doing that, and my cousin had babies and everything, so, and the year before COVID hit, the three of us here, got a stomach bug. Like, my son was like, the day before Christmas Eve, I got a Christmas Eve, and then my husband had it on Christmas, so.
Oh, no.
We didn't see anybody, so it was nice. I'm exhausted, but because of all my last minute home renovations, so.
Did you get it finished, though?
Yeah, it's done.
So there you go.
Well,
nice.
I shouldn't say it's completely done. We did not paint the ceiling of the kitchen, which definitely needs it because we had a repair we had to do on the ceiling anyway. And we did that. And it was a little more than we thought we had to do, so it took longer. But otherwise, the ceiling looked okay because it's just the walls that kind of, because I have it painted white. I guess in the kitchen, white is like not the best idea when you're cooking. I don't know, because they just like when I painted that trim and then the walls look like crap. But anyway, so we have to paint the ceiling. I need a shade on the window in my kitchen, and we need a new towel rack in the bathroom, but we didn't get that yet. So, but it's just a powder room, so I put a towel on the counter.
There you go.
Anyway, yes, so I'm exhausted, but my downstairs is clean. Now I have to work on the upstairs so I can get my desk that I got for Christmas into the other room.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I love my standing desk so much.
You are my inspiration for it.
Yes, it's so nice, guys.
And I feel like it's funny because like I have this cheap desk and it's just small. It was just off Amazon and it wiggles. And I had got it because I needed something, and it's small and it fits in this room that I'm currently in. I mean, not with this setup, but it was against the wall here and I didn't have a table. But it's not, it's cheap. And I feel like no matter what, like this chair is as low as it can go, but I still feel like if I like to the desk, it's not the right height. I'm a little hunched over, and I'm not that tall, so I would like my desk a little bit higher. So I'm excited for that.
Yes, that'll be
nice.
You
were my inspiration when I saw that on sale. I was like, yeah, that's what I want. So, what'd you get?
I got from my husband. I was like, I'm gonna wait until Christmas before I give him his presents. Well, he is like so excited. He can never wait. So he's like, I want to give you one. I'm like, okay, well, if you give me one, then I gotta give you one. So
that's funny. He like a little kid. Like, I can't
wait. So this was like a day or two before Christmas. He walks in. It's like a wooden briefcase, basically. I open it, and it's like an art supply kit. So it's got colored pencils, it's got oil pastels, it's got paint. And he's like, I know you like to do art. He's like, here you go. I'm like, oh, cool, because all I have really is paints. That's all I have. I haven't had oil pastels in years.
That's cool.
And stuff like that. And then the next day, I think it was Christmas. Yeah. Or no, it was the Christmas Eve. And he was just, I got him a new pair of shoes. He wears like high top Nikes. I'd gotten him a new pair. Because I like to buy him shoes. I don't know why. I got him a nice pair, black and green. and he was just talking about shoes. He's like, "Oh, I need a new pair." He's like, "I should go buy myself a new pair,"
Mhm.
because we're just talking about it. And so I'm like, "Well," I'm like, "Oh, do you want to exchange gifts?" I kind of like said it a little after, so he wouldn't like link that. That reminded me about, oh, we should just give each other another gift here on Christmas
Yeah.
Eve.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give you like, this is the big one. Like that's the most expensive thing I got him was the pair of shoes. So I brought that out, and he ended up getting me a new Apple Watch.
Oh,
So I
nice.
have here in the box still the new watch. I am not taking it out until I get a screen protector for it, which is
Uh-huh.
on the way. So I'm using my old one right now, but I have a
Mhm.
little case that I need to put on it because my first ever Apple Watch, I wore it for a couple days before I got the
Mhm.
case and I scratched like the corner and it bugged me the whole time I had it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I am not taking it out of the dang box until I have this protector. Um and then he got me what else? Oh, and then he got me like a little yesterday for Christmas, like actual Christmas. He got me an easel with a bunch of canvases. So now I've never had an
Oh,
easel before,
cool.
so it'll be nice to like paint with that. So I'm trying to think of projects I want to do like painting wise. I always have
Mhm.
artist block. I need to find inspiration. I can't just start and just do whatever. I need to like find a reference photo or inspiration
Mhm.
before I start
Yeah.
painting or making something. So
Mhm.
that's all I got. And then his mom or my mother-in-law got me chocolates and a gift card, and his my sister-in-law got me a candle. And that's all I've gotten so far. I know we didn't get to see my family for Christmas, so I know at some
Mhm.
point we'll probably go over there.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, that's all I got. It was pretty low key. I kind of like it that way. Like we
Mhm.
just went over and ate lunch with his mom and sister,
Yeah.
opened
That's nice.
open presents, and then came home. And
Mhm.
I had a goal of listing my entire death pile, which was super ambitious, and I didn't do that. But I did get over 1,000 listings, so now I have over 1,000 in my store again.
You're way. I'm still at the like 500. Although, like I said, I was telling you before we started, I sold
Mm,
like 5 things yesterday.
that's good.
My phone was like, I didn't. Well, I didn't have it on when I was at my aunt's and stuff. But like, I was sitting here before we went over there, and I sold a couple of things, and then we were over there, and I'm like looking at my phone. I like took it out to take pictures, and I'm like, people are buying things. I wanted to take a day off tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I mean, and it was just bread and butter things, and it was
Hmm.
I already packaged it. I got, but now I have to go to the post office.
I just did my video yesterday pulling orders from the weekend. I had
Mhm.
22 orders
Nice.
from Christmas, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty good."
Yeah.
I was like, "What Q4 slowdown are we talking about here?" Because
I
I'm
know,
still
and
getting
me, like,
sales.
who's being, crap. I mean, I still am only at the 500 mark, but
Hmm.
let's talk about goals in a minute. But I'm still
Oh
at the
yes.
500 mark, and I mean, I sold 5 things yesterday on Christmas. Like I said, nothing like super expensive. Some of it was like Christmas decorations too. I was
Maybe
like,
someone broke some, and they're like, "Oh, let's
well,
just
no,
order
these
new."
were like plastic thingies, and they were like,
Hmm.
I had bought a whole box of these things. They're totally. I don't know why I bought them. I guess I was thinking, I was like, at the time back in the summer, I was watching people do a lot of crafts, and I was like, these are perfect for because they were vintage looking. They're like plastic little thingies,
Hmm.
but they're not vintage. But I was like, these are perfect for all those people that do those Christmas crafts, and they were super cheap. I got like a box full of. They're big, but you could cut them out, like because they have like greenery, almost like a door hanging or something, and then
Hmm.
like a Santa or old looking snowman in the middle. But I was like, oh, these are perfect for people who do vintagey looking crafts at Christmas and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. But I did sell two, so I definitely made my money back 10 times over just because probably paid $1 for the box. But
Awesome.
that those two then they actually I have to go in because they sold somebody bought two, but she bought them separate. So, and then it didn't cost that much to ship. So I have to put the other number. I have to put the number in on the other one,
Hmm.
and then give her a little money back for shipping, probably because she paid a lot. I think it's going to California or something, and these things weigh nothing. So, but yeah, but I was telling my husband last night. I was like, I have to get pack like 5 things tomorrow. He was like, people are like, it's coming. I bought it, but it hasn't. The mail's too slow or something. It's like, yeah, maybe.
Right. Yeah, I had some things that sold last week. I think it's Thursday or Friday, but since the holiday, it said I didn't need to ship till Tuesday, Wednesday. So there's a lot of stuff that had been sitting there for a few days.
Yeah. I still have 1 day shipping on. That's why I had to ship today.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
need to do 2 day shipping. I can't do 1 day. It's just I like to plan around that, but sometimes I don't get to things right away. Sometimes I'm packing up the orders as soon as I get the notification on my eBay that says ship in the next 24 hours or whatever. So that kind of
I think
gets me going.
Like with 2 day shipping, I'm like, oh, I got another day. So this keeps me account, like, because that's just me. Like, I'm like, oh, and when I get into shipping zone, I don't mind shipping. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I get in the zone, I put a podcast on or I watch something and I'm going. Because I know some people hate packing and I don't hate it. But I will put it off just because I am lazy and I will not want to go down
I
and do
don't
it.
hate it. My setup just isn't efficient for packing. I don't really have like a tabletop to pack on. In my old office, I would just sit here in my chair and pack stuff like on my lap, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to get a little like folding table and like put it like right there, I think, in front of my window and just have that be like my packing table.
Yeah.
Because I think that could be a lot faster, especially I got like a tabletop tape dispenser. I hate tape guns. I hate them. So I got the tabletop dispenser.
I hate it too. But what tabletop dispenser do you have? Because I
I'll
think
show
we've
you. I
talked
just
about this
got it.
before. It's garbage. The one I have, it's garbage. And it's the only one that eBay or Amazon ever shows you.
Here's the one I have.
Oh, that's what
and
I
then
have.
it has some holders on the top, and then it's got, for regular tape. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's what I have. Mine is like, I don't know, maybe I just got a bum one. It really moves around. You can't, like, you're pushing the tape down to break it off, and the tape pops out of the thing. It's like, it's a nightmare. I hate it.
Did yours say, like, you have to push it down for, like, the big tape dispenser to lock into the tape dispenser?
It doesn't
or, like,
lock.
the roll part? Oh, okay, the one I
don't
have
know.
locks.
Yeah, I
You have
gotta
to,
get
like,
a
push
different
down
one.
on it, and it locks in there, which is good.
Yeah, I gotta get a different one. I gotta figure it out. But I have a table, and I will tell you, I have a table, and I have it on those blocks. You know, those tables. They look like big cone thingies.
Like risers?
Yeah, those things.
Yeah.
Because that saves your back. Do that. I like that.
Okay.
That's what I mean, that's what I have. I just have a folding table in the basement. And I had the
that's what I think I'm
risers
gonna
from
end
my
up doing.
classroom from before. So I actually have 2 tables. One is like a holding table and one is like I pack and I have put my box on for picture taking. But yeah. Definitely get a table.
Yeah.
And that
I
kind
need
of
to do
stuff will
that.
be on sale. Shelves and tables and stuff. Like all that
I should go
organizing
check.
stuff is always on
I
sale
want
in
a
January.
black one. I don't want a white one where it's gonna get scuffed up on the top and it's gonna bother me. I just want to get a black one. We have one out in the garage, actually, a folding table, but it's a heavy duty one. It supports like 1,000 pounds. And my husband used it to stain his tabletop for his desk, so it's got black stain all over it. But it's like, he's like, oh, we could just get the stain and actually like stain the table. It's like a plastic tabletop. He's like, we could actually stain it. I'm like, I guess, but I'd rather just get a smaller one.
Mine
like,
is.
I don't need 1,000 pound supporting table to ship on.
Mine is white. It's got marker on it. It's got tape stuck to it. It's a mess. I don't. Well, I know you were talking about those things that like shed flips Lonnie and Candace have. Those are nice to ship on.
I was wanting to get one. It's just right now I like that desk because that's my old desk. It's just an IKEA desk with the 4 legs you can customize or whatever. I like that I could take this chair over there if I want to sit there and list for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And I can sit there and be comfortable. If I get the thing like Lonnie and Candace have. I'm gonna have to get like a stool to sit on or something because
Yeah,
this
because you
chair
can't
like
sit
won't
a
work with
chair up
it.
to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm liking this for now, but I was really thinking about. We even got the Sam's Club membership, so I could get it shipped
Yeah.
here if I wanted to.
Those are
But
nice because they are. I think they're probably like they seem higher countertop height.
Mhm.
You wouldn't have to. Yeah, I don't have that. Did Dave have those too?
He might
He
actually. Now that
HD
I
Dave.
think
I
about
know he
it,
had them in his old house. I thought he had some, and then, but I don't know if he has some in his new.
I'm not sure. Speaking of Dave, last week did I talk about the Dibdit auction or was that was
It
probably like
wasn't. It didn't take place yet.
okay? Well,
It was.
it
It
went
was happening.
like that night or
We
something.
recorded. It happened after we posted our recording, but it happened before we actually recorded. It didn't happen yet.
So it went really
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
The highest bid on item that I took a box. I had a bag of miscellaneous vintage McDonald's toys. There was Barbie. There was like the vintage Barbies that are like that big. Some of them in the package still. I had little Garfield figurines. There's even flocked like Bernstein bears. I didn't even look those up, but I thought those were really cool. There's all kinds of random toys, and I put them in a box, and I made it a mystery box. I drew a big old question mark on it, and it was like 8 pounds. And I put it up, and people wanted it, so I threw it, and it went for $69 to Liz the Nerdy Picker. But the thing is, a lot of stuff in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Liz won it. And the funny thing is, while we were doing these auctions, because Dave was the first one to go on Dibdit on this raid train, he then streamed it to YouTube with him sitting there. So like people in the chat were like, "Oh, how do I get approved?" And Dave was sitting there approving people like live, but also running people's auctions. So I was sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know if that was worth it." But I'm like, "Well, Dave, if you look at it, some of these there might be something in there that's worth like $20." And then right there, Liz made almost a third of her money back. But the thing is, a lot of those little toys, $7 to $10. Sometimes some of them can be more. I think she'll make her money back really quick. It's just something
that's
that
8 pounds
8
worth
pounds
of McDonald's toys is a lot of McDonald's toys. They don't
and
weigh that much.
I counted it was over 100 pieces. I even put that in the description. So I'm like, you have to make what, like,
hey Dave,
per item.
Shut up.
For Liz
not a good salesman for your website, Dave.
She has to make 60 cents an item to break even. Of course, like, I think it's a good lot. If you I said that when I went to run it, I'm like, if you like toys, this is probably for you, because I just had it sitting there in my garage.
Any of those things, she might like want some of them, you know what I mean?
The Garfield ones are really cool. I almost like
Garfield
took those
stuff
out. They're like little tiny little
sells so well and fast. Like, so I've only ever found a few Garfield things, and I had like this little stuffed clown Garfield, and he sold for like $70 in like a day. Like, people really, Garfield's very collectible.
All the Garfield stuff I've ever had has sold quick. I'm trying to think if I have anything Garfield right now on hand, but I don't think so. I've sold like the plush with the suction cups.
Yes,
and you can like put them on the window.
Yeah,
I've sold Garfield mugs, a Garfield like little statue ceramic thing. I think like a coin bank too. Like over the years, like I just found those.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was the highest bidding item. I think it was 45 minutes. Oh, actually, Kevin ended up having issues, and he was the one that was supposed to do auction before me.
Raid you, right?
So he ended up raiding Dave, and then I was listening to Dave, and he's like, "Oh, Alicia, if you want to hop on early, you can, like, we'll give you an extra like 10 minutes." So I got on 10 minutes early. I was live for like, I forgot, it was like 45-minute time slot, so probably just short of an hour. And I made like $350.
That's so awesome.
Just from auctions. And I'm like, well, that's not including, of course, fees and all that and cost of goods. But I auctioned off a ton of, I just posted a video yesterday on Christmas from that glass buy I just did. And in it, I show everything, but at the end, I have that box of Disney stuff I got for $20, which I already made my money back off of one silver coin that I sold on eBay.
Right.
but then I auctioned off a lot of the rest of the stuff from that box, and like I had
Mhm.
like vintage Disney Mickey Mouse boxer shorts and another silver coin that went for
Mhm.
like $39, I think it was. Random stuff, and I even had a little baggie of like McDonald's toys that went for $12. Like
That's awesome.
modern ones, like right
Mhm.
now it's the McNuggets. They brought them back, and I
Yes.
personally went and got that meal. So I had two of them that
Uh-huh.
I opened. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the golden nugget because I know that one's worth like $100
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So I like auctioned off that with a couple of Pokemon little McDonald's toys that I had too, and that went for like $12. It was just great. There's only two items I auctioned that didn't get any bids, but overall it was really good. I got like 20 subscribers. I shouted out the podcast. I shouted out Planes to Profit. I shouted out like
Mhm.
all that. So it was really fun. I was also just super anxious because there was like 130 people in there at one
Oh,
point.
wow.
It was crazy, and the chat
Yeah.
was going. I actually could not keep up with the chat. Usually, I try to be really good about that because I hate going to
Uh-huh.
someone's live and someone missing my message. So,
Yeah. I mean, it's
anyways,
understandable. It's hard when it's going
it was
pretty
hard. It
fast
was
and everything,
going,
yeah.
and the way it
Mhm.
goes in that chat, unlike Whatnot, where like if someone
Mhm.
bids, it just pops up on the bottom. On Divd,
Yeah.
if you bid, it'll actually show it in the chat, like so and so bid this much.
Right. Yeah, I did notice
So,
that.
yeah. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it was a great experience. I want to do it again. Actually, you know who Tim over the years is?
Mhm.
He was in my chat, and he's like, "I'm an Inked Picker fan now," and he like bought one of my stickers. And
Oh,
I'm like,
nice.
"Oh," and I'm like, "Hey, I like just bought a bunch of glass because I know he's like a glass guy."
Yeah, he's the glass expert.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that great experience. I had a great time. I
That's
packed up
awesome.
everything that night,
Mhm.
which was like I forgot how many things, but it was a ton. But a bunch of people bought multiple. Like one
Okay.
person bought like 6 items from me, I
Oh,
think it
wow. Yeah.
was.
Uh-huh.
So it was really nice for packing. And of course I had some people buy some of my stickers, which is super easy. You just throw them in an envelope. And
Mhm.
um but yeah, it was good. And I haven't listed on there recently. I've just been, like I said, with the whole like trying to get my death pile and everything gone, because like I have a whole conversation I want to have about that, but if that it's going to be a long one probably, so I don't know if we'll have time today, but I'm trying to get rid of my death pile basically, and
That's
I've been working on it.
yeah, I'm sorry I missed you on Thursday, but I had I had something to do and I
Yeah,
could and
yeah.
like during I was driving when you were on and anyway,
Well,
um
actually, Dave went live with it, I think, on Trash to Cash, and it's on their live. So if you want to like rewatch the whole
yeah.
thing, even with
Mhm.
his commentary, it's actually
Yeah.
kind of fun. It's kind of
So
fun to see his
I will
reaction.
probably go back and look at yours and stuff. I did watch most of Dave's. I
Oh,
think I was a little late. I was like, "Oh, because I was sitting in a waiting room and I also had to I was in the hospital waiting room and I had to turn off the hospital Wi-Fi because it was too slow for it.
oh,
Um, so I went back to my phone and then my phone data and then it was fine. So I watched Dave and then I saw like maybe like 10 minutes or so of I forget who was after him. It was pretty
was it
cool though.
the
They had all those vintage
Mojo Dojo guy?
yes, with the
Yes,
vintage iron-ons and stuff. And I
yes, that was so
totally
cool.
you know what? I was like, I want that t-shirt and I want the Hulk, which is the one Dave got. And I tried to bid and it wouldn't let me. And I think it's because I didn't put a payment method in. I was like, damn it.
Oh,
But anyway, that was very cool. And
that was a very cool idea. So, guys, if you were
mhm.
in there, basically this guy, I forgot his name, but his name was like Mojo Dojo something, and it
Mhm. It's
reminded me
him
of the
and him and
Barbie
his
movie.
wife or
Because
girlfriend or something. Yeah.
if you've
He
seen
was
the
dressed
Barbie
like
movie, it's Ken's Mojo Dojo, but it was like that.
uh-huh.
Anyways, you bid, and you get a shirt. You pick out a size and a color, and then they had vintage iron-ons in the back that you could choose from. So they had like Hulk. They had like some vintage band ones too. I don't
Yeah, they
remember
had
who
some
it was.
they had just like made up ones like like it was Joe Camel but it was Don't Smoke or something and
Right.
from back in the day and yeah they had Hulk. I'm trying to remember what else they had. The shirt they were
They had a
gonna and
Barney
I
one
didn't see
too.
that. Yeah, the shirt they were gonna do at the end was like they put a whole bunch on there. They had like ghost different things on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they had the big steam press and they just did it right there. Dave got
Yeah,
the
that was
Hulk one.
super cool.
That's the one I
For
wanted
25
because
bucks, that's a
my
deal.
I know. I know. I was so mad. I was so upset. I wanted it so bad because when we were little, so the whole iron-on thing is like a 70s, 80s thing. Like you would get them in things that you bought. It would come with an iron-on, t-shirt iron-on. Or you would send
Oh.
away with like cereal and stuff. So we had a Hulk t-shirt like that like, you know, that we wore. And then like when there's a picture of my three sisters and I, one of the twins has it on, and it was that exact same one. And but yeah, you would get them. Like we had there's a picture of me and my sister, and I want to say I think I have it was like Rice Krispies, Snap Crackle and Pop. My dad was so into that. He would get all the stuff off the box tops and all that. He would send away for it all. And so we would have iron-ons, and she has on, I don't know if you know who this is, but Sean Cassidy. He was like the heartthrob of the day, and he sang songs and acted and stuff. And we had
No
the
clue.
Sean Cassidy album. So we had an album, and it came with the iron-on of him. And my sister, she's probably like 5. She's got Sean Cassidy on her t-shirt. It was funny. Yeah, so that was like, I love that idea. It was so cool. I mean, you have to, I guess they came into a whole bunch of vintage iron-on somewhere. I don't know, but
That is so cool,
that
though.
was cool. But that's all I got to see because by the time I got home, everybody was done. But yeah, I liked it. I liked that. There was something about it I want to say. Oh, I will say I wish it because when Dave rated the Mojo Dojo guy. You know how on Whatnot, if you rate somebody, it just opens them, like they'll rate it, and so if you're the watcher, it just opens right up, and it didn't just
Right.
open right up. It was like, do
Yeah,
you want to watch this?
well, it
I
said
mean,
like
I
rating
guess.
in 10 seconds, but you could
Oh,
also click like rate, or you could click join, and it would just go
oh.
right away.
See, mine didn't
Which is
say
kind of
like
cool because
10
it tells
seconds. I don't
you.
think, but maybe it did. I wasn't
Oh, well, beforehand it tells you
paying
like who
close
you're
enough
rating, which
attention.
is kind of cool.
Hmm.
So, of course, when, next person, it would give them a few seconds, like, oh,
Right.
rating so and so in 10 seconds or whatever.
Okay. I didn't notice the
Um,
clock countdown. Maybe it was there. I didn't notice. Because I just opened it up. It was like, do you want to
oh,
join
okay.
this? And I probably just clicked it. So maybe I ignored it.
Yeah, it was kind of just
Hmm.
a hoop to jump through, but
I
no, it
liked
was a
I know we were talking about this in chat after, but I did like too that there was like 2 different people I saw from district like that were in the
yeah.
chats. Like somebody actually bought something from Dave. Like they were there asking how it was going, and
One of
like
the district people
I thought
bought
that
one of
was
my
cool.
stickers.
Did they buy one of yours? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was very cool that they were there and seeing how it all went, and you know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, and one guy was actually having issues before his live, and they like got on a call with him, like Zoom call with
Oh,
him, and like
see,
tried to
that's
fix
nice.
it. So it's super cool if there's an
Uh-huh.
issue. They've been super like faster
Yeah.
than eBay's ever
Well,
fixed an
that's
issue, faster than
oh yeah.
Whatnot, faster than
Uh-huh.
anywhere. So it's really cool to have somebody like from the
Yeah.
back end in there
Mhm.
with you. So
Well,
if there's
I mean, I just
issues,
think that's really good because, like, they're backing their product, they're making sure that's running smoothly, they're looking if there's things that they need to fix. So I think
right?
that's very good for a small. I'm assuming kind of a startup kind of thing going on. You know, I mean, I don't know how long they've been around, but I'm assuming not too
Just a little
long or
bit.
anything. Yeah, so. But
And
I was impressed with that. That was very good.
right, and it was so funny because I was looking at the leaderboard on there because, of course, there's the community leaderboard and then the
Yeah.
seller leaderboard. After all the auctions and stuff, when I looked, I was third place on there. I was beating Kevin. Well, now Kevin's number one again, so he must have missed some stuff. But now I'm number 4. But like I could tell that it actually also accounts for any sold any items you sell during your lives also counts for the leaderboard, which the
Right.
leaderboard doesn't really matter, but it's kind of cool to see like, oh, who's buying a bunch of crap? Oh, who's selling a bunch of crap?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, if anyone listening wants to join that, it's DIBDIT, dibdit.com. And if
Mm-hmm.
you join, they actually gave me a promo code. I think you have one too, Mo. You should. Like a join code,
Yeah, I've seen it
referral
on there.
code.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if you know yours. Mine's just Inked Picker, but
I
if
don't know what
you
it is.
do a buy it
I
now item,
I
you
did
get
see it was like earn whatever.
give
I
this one
think on
says
there.
give $5 and earn $5. So if you use it, you
That's
get
what it was. Yeah.
$5 off and then it sends me $5, which is kind of cool. But um 4 people must use it because I have a $20 credit. It shows on there for my
Oh,
show, so
nice.
that's kind of cool. So I can use it to support someone else on Dibdit and buy something from them.
Yeah, I got the get $5 button too. Yeah. I need to well, that'll take me, and unless you have anything else to talk about goals for the new year.
I would love to hear what you have to talk about.
Well, no, I just want to get my death pile. Like I had so I had still had stuff up here that was not listed. Not a whole lot, but it was like kind of like it was I had those clothes, and I had a couple boxes off in the corner that I didn't realize. And I was like, "Oh my god." So, I took all that my 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 basement is so packed full. I'm like, "Oh my god." I mean, because we have personal stuff down there too, you know.
Right.
But most of it is my husband's got tools and stuff down there, and we have like paint and painting things and stuff that we just used and like Christmas stuff. And now I have this massive death pile. Oh my god. I have to list. I'm not going to actually active list anything new today, but starting tomorrow or whenever. I know we're going to go up to see my mother-in-law someday this week. I don't know when, but so whenever, if it's not tomorrow, I gotta start listing stuff. Oh, it's so terrible. It's so bad. And I gotta break 500 so I could get to 1,000 to where you are. It's just such a mess down there.
Well, here's what I was trying to do. I even made a post about it on Instagram. I was like, I want to list everything. I want to relist all the stuff that's in my garage from before we
Mhm.
moved, which most of those listings are done. I just simply have to go in there, change the zip
Right.
code for shipping,
Uh-huh.
change the SKU, and relist. Unless there's pictures that are really crappy that I need to fix. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'm like, I also have like a bunch of stuff in the garage, also that's just death pile that I want to move in here. So it pushes me to list, and I want to park my car in the garage. Well, on Christmas we got like 6 inches of snow or something
Oh
like that. I
geez.
don't know. So now everything's covered in snow outside. I wanted to park inside because I usually garage my vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the garage on my side's full of boxes because I'm getting off on a tangent here, but the
That's all
day of the
right.
Dibdit auction, I was out sourcing and I went to like 3 different people's houses from Facebook to get free boxes because I wanted to ship everything from Dibdit ground
Mm-hmm.
because it's all cheaper, especially if people are
Mm-hmm.
buying a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So now I have a bunch of boxes also in the garage from people, as well as all that. And we've been working on cleaning it. And the lighting in there was awful. My husband bought a new light thing and he hung it up, and it's super bright in there now. It's really
Mm-hmm.
nice because it was super dark and dingy. And the only way you could get the light to turn on was if you opened my garage door and
Yeah.
closed it. It would turn on the light on the opener.
Yeah.
For like 5 minutes. But anyways,
Yeah.
so that was my thing because I wanted to talk about this in a video. This is a video idea, but of course I'm behind like a couple weeks now. With my current situation, I no longer believe in having a death pile because I have a lot of sourcing opportunities
Yeah.
now where I live. Now, if I
Mm-hmm.
lived where I used to live, I believe in a death pile because I only have Goodwill, Salvation Army, and Facebook Marketplace in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I wanted to go to Omaha to go to the bins, which 2 hours there and back. Or 2 hours
Yeah.
there, 2 hours back. Here, I have like 5 Goodwills,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a handful of other thrift stores that aren't Goodwill. I have the Goodwill bins 45 minutes away. I have Facebook Marketplace, but mind you, however big Lincoln is, there's a ton of people here. So that means there's a lot more listings on Marketplace that have potential for profit. I've got
Yeah.
my glass guy. I've got estate sales are actually starting back up in January. So there's actually winter estate sales here. There's
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of opportunities. And so in that way, I don't believe in the doing the death pile anymore. I don't think that's right for my situation, but it's situational. So of course, if you
Yeah.
live in the middle of nowhere
I don't
or
need a death
whatever,
pile. I have a death pile because I suck. I don't want this death pile. I
right?
don't want this death pile. It's I bought and either was didn't have time to list or was emotionally drained and did not list over this last year. So I have to get my act together.
Me too.
Um I
There's
mean
quite a bit
that's
sitting
I
in
mean
here.
that's it. That's my excuse.
But
If I
for some
wasn't
people,
Mhm.
they just feel better, picking up the stuff they want to actually list at some point and then listing
Oh
it
yeah.
later. But
Yeah.
um,
Oh yeah, no, and I get it. I get it. I do not I mean, and having a little bin of stuff that you haven't quite got to yet is not a big deal. Like that
mhm.
would make me less anxious. But the amount of stuff I have that I have not, you know, gotten to is absolutely ridiculous.
You're probably
But
better off
again, I
getting
just
onto Dibdit, get in the next raid train, and just sell
I
off
know,
stuff
but I have
auction
to see if
style.
I like I don't I have to see what I have that like did start sorting stuff. We talked
Mhm.
about this before that I
Right.
have that I think can go up on Dipped It. Like, cause I said I bought a ton of vintage like Fisher Price toys, so like I have to ask about those. I definitely have Disney stuff, so I'm most of the Disney stuff though that I get I list right away. So just because it's Disney,
Right.
and
Disney
that usually
stuff
goes
went crazy at the
yeah.
auction. Like I had a glass
So
mug that I think I've sold for like $2. It went for like $8.
yeah, so I want to
I'm
go
like,
and I started when I started cross posting. I haven't sold anything from my cross post. I only did a handful because it was like right
mhm.
before Christmas and um then I was, you know, doing home renovation 2 days before Christmas. But I did start it. So that's the thing with me. If I get it started, I can go. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through my eBay listings and put that stuff on there, and then I have to look and see. Like I told you, I have a ton of. I want to say they're probably early to mid 2000s McDonald's toys. A ton. I don't know if if they're for Dibbed It because
Mhm.
they're. I don't think most of them are older. I think most of them are a little newer. But I paid like this lady bagged them all up, and like it was like $1 or less for the bag, and like I bought them all, so she gave me a deal.
Right.
So they've been sitting there. Um, but I'm like I don't know if I have. Oh, I do have all the same lady I bought those from. I have all those like tiny little micro machine cars that Dave was selling at his Dibbed It. So I have
Yes.
tons of those. I have like 3 boxes full of them
You
that I
could do
bought from her
just
that
a
I
micro
have not
machine
gone through.
show.
Oh, I could because I have so many. They were all her sons. I have those, and I have like there's like little travel packs and little rows and stuff. Like I just bought all the boxes. She was selling stuff for so cheap. It
Crazy.
was all like her kids' old toys, but like her kids were they're probably like younger than you, a little younger than you, maybe like
Mhm.
older teens to 20. They weren't that old, but yeah. So I mean, I have stuff like that. And the reason I haven't sold it yet is because it's like I look at it and like it was stuff. That's the other thing. This last year's just been such a mess for me, like up and down,
Mhm.
anxiety, and everything else. Um, that whenever I want to list something, it's like I want to list something that's easy, and
You don't want
that's not
anything that
easy
needs
because I want to go.
cleaning or testing
Yeah,
or
and these are these are just like, because it's all thrown in a box, and it's like more like you kind of want to separate it, like if something's really good or if something is a set or something. So
Mhm.
it's not something that I would hate doing. It's just going to take me more time than I've mentally had.
Right.
But yeah, but then I have a lot of retro vintagey stuff that's not dibbed it. You know what I mean? It's kind of stuff I buy. So
Hmm.
I definitely have to dig through and look. But it gives a goal for shopping.
Yes.
but
My
I don't need
goal,
to shop because I have to get rid of this death pile.
or you could just like have a garage sale too. That would work. That's
Yeah,
something I
but that's
wish
not
I
till the
did
spring.
before we moved.
But
I wish Dibbed It was around before I
uh-huh.
moved because I feel like I could have offloaded a bunch of stuff. I feel like I wish it was like last year at this time because
Yeah.
it would have just been great. Because I'm like, whatnot? Like, Dave was talking about that. I rewatched like a lot of the whole Dibbed It thing from
Yeah.
Dave's, like with him sitting kind of providing commentary in the corner.
Yeah.
And in it, he was like, he had mentioned like when I was on, he's like, he's like, Alicia does great lives, but he's like, I've seen her, on Whatnot or whatever with not
Hmm.
that many people selling stuff really
Yeah.
cheap.
Well, I
And it's
feel
like,
like
it's
Whatnot's
good to
hard.
like, yeah, it's good that we have this community where you put several good sellers in front of a good
Yeah.
audience.
Hmm.
And,
Plus you've got the baked in audience of Trash to Cash, you know?
yep,
Of those three, I mean, and separately they have big audiences on YouTube and everywhere else. So
yep,
it helps all the other smaller.
yep. And a toy buyer
Mm-hmm.
base as well.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. It's just it's a little different than Whatnot, and I actually like it a
Mm-hmm.
lot more because
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Even when I was streaming on Twitch video games, I
Mm-hmm.
almost never had that many people watching me. The 130-ish. I maybe
Mm-hmm.
had, that much at one time when someone would raid me, a huge
Yeah.
streamer, but like
Mm-hmm.
just as far as a reselling live standpoint, like achieving that many people
Yeah.
watching you as a
Mm-hmm.
smaller seller with not that much of a following is
Yeah.
crazy. Not
Yeah.
just for
That's
me,
awesome.
just for other people in there that are also um, smaller sellers. I think the only sole female reseller
Mm-hmm.
on that train. I know Mojo Dojo had like his partner, I
Uh-huh.
think, with him,
Yeah,
and I
wife
think
or
someone
girlfriend
else.
or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just really cool to do that and
Yeah.
to sit there and talk with everybody. People were all in there yesterday. Oh, Merry Christmas! And it's just fun to have
Uh-huh.
that little
Right.
It's basically another Discord server, but you're selling stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah, but that I can put that on my goal list, just to find enough stuff to maybe get in on the next one.
I want
But
to do a
I
raid
have
train
started
on there,
to.
so if
Mhm.
you want to get in on it, as long as they
Mhm.
approve you,
Mhm.
I'm down to like get something going on there. Maybe if Nerdy Picker wants to get in on it too,
Yeah.
and
Girl
if
power.
Amy's on there and wants to do it too, I don't know if
Mhm.
Amy's in there, but like if like there's a smaller group of us, I'm sure if we wanted to do a little train, that'd be cool, especially on a weekend where people are home in the winter, like a Saturday, that'd
Yeah.
be good.
Mhm.
Because this was on you, mind you, this was on a Thursday night, I think it
Yeah.
was,
Well, Thursday it
and
was afternoon.
yeah, it started at like I think it was 11 o'clock my time or 12.
Yeah, cuz what time were you on?
I
Your
got on
time?
at 2:30, I think it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, cuz that's I was like right you were on like right like I said I had to take my sister to lunch and some other things and
Mm-hmm.
appointments. I was driving around. I couldn't unfortunately. My
At
waiting
least Dave
room
recorded it.
time.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I think he should do
Yeah,
that too, because
I thought that was cool. I wanted to see live though cuz I wanted
yeah,
to.
it's not only, the live people watching, it's, people wanted to saw that Dave was live or Trash to Cash was live. They were hopping
Right.
in, watching
Uh-huh.
Dave, watching that, which,
Right.
I think got me some followers as well. So
Uh-huh.
I got, like I
That's
said,
cool.
like 20 from
Mhm.
that whole thing.
Yeah.
It was exciting. Afterwards, I had like a rush and I was like excited. I'm like, I'm gonna pack all
Mhm.
these orders right now.
Yeah.
And, um, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think,
Well,
actually, let me check.
I got to finish I gotta rearrange the furniture in that other room, and so I can put that desk in there. So I can do it at the desk.
Just trying to see if some stuff got delivered or not. Label created. This one just says label created, but I shipped it out already. That's
Didn't get
weird.
scanned yet.
Maybe, because a lot of them, some of them say delivered already, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
I've had stuff that
The show.
stuff that like they didn't get.
Yeah,
Sometimes it
some of
takes a
this
day or two to get
stuff,
scanned or something.
that's weird. Because I shipped all this out Friday,
Mm-hmm.
but I have 3 things right now that just say
It just
label
might be.
created, like it didn't
Yeah.
get scanned. So that
Yeah.
makes me a little anxious.
Well, hopefully it gets
But
scanned today because
yeah, I
I
hope
mean, if
so.
you shipped it Friday, Saturday was probably busy for them, and then last 2 days were off. So
But for the most part, however many orders are already shipped. And while I was live, I also made 2 or 3 sales out of my Buy It Now. Like I uploaded all my Buy It Now into the auction, so like you could shop in the corner
okay,
because like
yeah,
you have to add it. I added everything,
mm-hmm.
and I sold 2 or 3 things Buy It Now, which was cool. So people like saw it and they're like, oh. Anyways,
Yeah.
I was just checking on all the delivery stuff, but that's strange. I'll have to keep track of that. Anyways, I also got on TikTok. I got on Coach Bag Restoration TikTok, and now I'm like, I must find a bag now. Either, good condition, because I've been looking for a nice purse. I've always had just like cheap purses, or
Mm-hmm.
I use a backpack for my purse
Yeah.
right now. But I've always just had cheap purses, and so I wanted to get a nice one. Well, I got on Vintage Coach Restoration TikToker. They'll find these like bags, they're all crusty and old, and they'll like shine them up with like saddle soap, and they'll
Yeah.
like moisturize them, and they look
Mm-hmm.
awesome. So I found a bag style that I like. Um, thing is, it sells like 75 to 100 plus. So I'm currently in the market for that, and I've been trying to find some. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching on eBay and on Mercari because some people post them for like $20 sometimes, and it sells like instantly. Um, but yeah,
Oh, interesting. I have not made it to Coach Bag Restoration TikTok. Last
it's
night
very
while I was
nice.
laying around, I was on North Sea TikTok, and then I had to
Oh
get off
boy,
because I think I'm getting seasick. Have you seen any of
yeah,
that?
yes, I've
Oof.
seen that. Like
No,
I
thank
have
you.
like megalophobia. So if there's something that seems like really big,
Big.
like oil rigs kind of creep me out.
Yeah. Oh, and
Especially like
that's
on that
the
North Sea TikTok in the
yeah.
sea too. And it makes
Uh-huh.
those oil rigs look so tiny. Like that scares me.
No, thank you. Like I,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever go on a cruise.
Really.
Because the seasickness, yeah, it will get me. I
Hmm.
would be unhappy. So no, thank you. My husband was on he was on for, it was like a couple years ago, but he was on sailboat YouTube for a while, and he was like, let's get a sailboat and sail around the world. I was like, you have got to be out of your friggin' mind. I said, do you remember when I barfed on an hour trip in the car? No, thank
Oh
you.
no.
I was like, you'll be doing sailboat, sailing the world by yourself. He's not onto that anymore, but he was stuck in that for a while because he was watching people sail around the world. I was like,
Oh boy. Anyways, but the thing is with
tangent.
these Coach bags, um the style I've been looking at is called the Willis. It's a crossbody. They made 2 different kinds. They made it with brass, so all the hardware is
Mhm.
gold colored or
Yeah.
brass colored, and then
Mm-hmm.
they made a nickel version where all of it's silver. I'm a silver girly. I like
Mm-hmm.
silver, like all my body jewelry is silver or black.
Yeah.
So I want the silver purse or the purse with the silver. Things that one's
Mm-hmm.
like a lot harder to find. I see one here on Mercari for 90 plus shipping right now. But I want to find one with
I
the
I think
silver
I knew
hardware.
someone that had one like that. kind of like
the thing is, there's
briefcasey.
3 different
Does it
bags.
have oh, what's going on?
Does it have?
No, something's I don't know why it's my mouse is going crazy.
Oh.
Is it the one that does it have backpack stuff on the back? I don't know why my
No,
mouse
it
is doing.
doesn't.
I'm trying to see if something's touching something. Anyway. And now
The
it's
thing
not
is,
working at all. I don't know what my mouse.
uh-oh.
It's
Did it
okay.
come
Okay,
unplugged?
what were you going to say?
Okay.
Go ahead.
There's 3
I'm
different
looking at Willis bags.
versions.
Uh-huh.
So there's the Willis. This is the largest one. It also has the
Yeah.
slip pocket on the front and the back, so like you can throw your
Uh-huh.
keys or your phone, which I need something like that because my current situation, I have a backpack, it's all zippers, and I keep my keys in the first zippered pocket. Well, when I come home, I have to like reach behind me, unzip it, and grab my keys out. So I want something with a slip pocket so I can easily put my keys in and out. There's another version called the what was it? There's the Willis, it's the largest, and then there's one called the oh gosh, I'm looking through my watch list because I had all 3 kinds watched. The Willis is the largest, and then we have the oh my gosh, Station. That's the middle one. It's a little bit smaller than the Willis. It doesn't have the back pocket, slip pocket, or whatever they call it.
Okay, because I'm looking at this and you're like, there's a slip pocket. I'm like, it must be on the back because it has a buckle in the front, the Willis, right?
Right,
Yeah.
yep. So the Station one doesn't have the back pocket, which I kind of like, but it's basically the same bag, just a little smaller. And then there's another one that's even smaller. It's called the Murphy, which is actually a little more sought after, and it's small. It's a smaller bag. I like to carry stuff with me because I like to be prepared. I usually have my phone, wallet, keys. Usually have like hand sanitizer, and then I usually have like a little thing of pills in case I get a headache or something. And then like a charger, and I usually just keep a bunch of stuff in my backpack. Well, I'm like getting to the point like I don't need to be carrying all that stuff. I could probably keep it in my car because most of the time I have my car with me, like you know. So I am in the market for one of those kinds of bags, but I'm leaning more towards the Willis or the Station. I do like the Willis more, but it is larger.
The Willis looks too big for me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I like that
It's a nice
pocket on the
bag.
back.
Yeah, it's a nice bag, but I don't like.
But the Station bag is okay too. It just doesn't have that back cover. And then there's something about I think it's the Station and the Willis also has the it has like a dowel on the top where the bag like the loops come out of. There's like a dowel in the leather there. I think one of the bags doesn't have that. Cause like I'm looking at this one here and they actually listed it as a Station and a Willis bag, but you actually have to look like at the back because that's basically what tells you what it is. Because I saw a lady comparing all 3. She's like a vintage Coach collector, and she compared all 3 right in front of you on video, which is kind of nice. So it kind of helped me decide.
Right.
But anyways, I'd love to find one at a store for like 30, 40, maybe $50. If it needs some work, I'll buy the saddle soap and the moisturizer and the brushes and fix it up. Because I'd love to learn how to do that, because who knows, maybe I'll come across another one of these one day. I didn't know these were worth so much. I wouldn't have looked twice, because these just look like basic vintage leather bags. They don't look like Coach. Because I'm not a luxury bag person, but obviously you can see some of these, they've withstand the test of time, and they look
because a
great,
nice leather bag is always nice. I'm not a luxury person either. What I do have a couple nice like leather like totes, because like from work, cart and stuff back and forth, that I still have and are really nice. I still use them sometimes, for like if I'm going somewhere and I'm bringing something. Not purse, but yeah, if you get really nice leather, definitely worth it.
And I never knew how to condition leather or how to take care of leather really at all. So Yeah, it's just that
That's
this
cool.
is an avenue I want to try. If I could find
Mhm.
one, preferably in needs work condition,
Yeah.
I'll gladly do that.
Mhm.
I found one that's not the Willis. It's not that style, but it's a different vintage Coach bag for 34, and it actually obviously needs a lot of work. And I really want to buy it, but the tag, or the, what do they call it? They had a word for like the stamp that they put in the Coach bag. There's a word for it. I forgot what they called it, but it's very, very blurry, so you can't tell, because you have to tell by the numbers if it's fake or not. Because they
Mhm.
have a certain like orientation of the numbers.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's a real bag, but it is like 34. I messaged them asking for more pictures, but I think just because the pictures are really crappy, that's why it hasn't sold yet, and it's been
Yeah.
up for a little bit. But
Mhm.
that's definitely a good project bag. Anyways, that's something that my new obsession that I'd love to go find at like
That's
an
cool
antique
though.
mall or
Yeah.
something.
Uh-huh.
I've been wanting to go to the ones here because who knows, maybe someone has one that's in
Yeah.
really rough shape. They have in there for like $20 because it needs work or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm in the market for those. If anyone that's watching has one, preferably it needs to be a black bag. I can't do brown or any of the other. Unless it's the dark green one, I might be able to do that. That one's kind of pretty. But that one's really expensive. That one's like the most sought after is the really dark
Oh,
green.
the
With
dark
the
green, yeah.
nickel hardware, the black with the nickel hardware, let me know. Or if you have bags that need work and you'd be willing to sell it at a decent price and I'll fix it up and see what I can do with it, that'd be cool too. But I'm also kind of waiting for Mercari to send me another one of those, list 30 items and get a $20 off coupon. I'm kind of waiting for another one of those because I've found some really good deals with those.
I need to see if they sent me one of those because I did list some stuff on there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one of the coupons?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just go to
I
your
haven't.
profile. I don't know how to find it on the computer. I know on your phone, if you go to your profile, it'll say coupon and it'll have a section where they send you coupons. I'm not sure how to find that on the computer though.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Anyways, that's all I've really
That's a
got.
cool thing today. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. New year, new me. I'm going to get stuff listed. I'm going to try and stay unanxious. Oh, these people in my life. Let me tell you. Killing me.
Mo's getting drove insane.
Driving crazy. They drive me crazy. And I have to like do stuff to get personally out of my funk. So like they put me in a funk and I need to stop them from doing it. Do you know what I mean? Which is what happened this year, but oh, hopefully they keep their crap to themselves for a little while. I have been saying a little bit more of like, they're like, oh, and I'm like, I have eBay stuff to do because like I want to be there for when they need me, but I also do need some time to put into this business, you know, that
Because
I
you
would
only
like.
get what you put in,
I know, and I don't put
basically.
in as much as I would like. And some of it's time and just some of it is mental energy. And which I is very oh my god. So I had this, it's just a cheap little nativity set. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
little porcelain nativity set that it's like $13 really. But it's super easy to ship, like it's, Um somebody kept lowballing me off on it, and then now somebody bought it for full price.
There you go.
I like when that happens. That happens more than you would think. When you're getting like lowball offers on something, and then somebody swoops in and gets it full price. I
I
wonder
had
if
that
because
happen.
I guess it's because you have action on it and it gets pushed up in the algorithm and more people see it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Again, just a bread and butter thing, but it is getting me motivated to get my stuff in gear. I gotta reach 1,000 listings like you.
Well, to be fair, a lot of it was stuff that was already listed because I had like my 1,500 items before moving.
Right.
I'm just trying to get back on top of it. I relisted all my dang shoes, and I have nowhere to put them, so they're just in a pile over there, and I just hate looking at them. But
can you
to
get
get them
like
sold,
do you have like doors like that you can get those shoe hanger things to put on?
I suppose I probably could actually throw them in my one closet over there. That's an idea.
Just so
I'll have
you
to
could
look
get
for
them out of
something.
the. They have those ones that are like I have one over the door, but like they also have those ones that like they hang from they would hang from your like clothes rack. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like probably take less space up than the door. That kind of thing.
I'll have to check. I was just
I don't
kind of
have any
hoping if you would
shoes to do
sell
that.
as I relist them,
Yeah.
especially like I dropped the prices like on all of them as I relisted, so hopefully they'd sell quicker.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Oh, that was the last thing I was thinking about doing is maybe I'll do it tonight. Is trying a sale again. I've tried sales several times and does nothing. So I might try it again. What do you usually do? Like 15% or something?
Right now, because of how old my listings are, I couldn't do like the full like 10, 20, 30, 40 that I like to do.
Yeah.
I know Corey has a picture of this because this is the guide I go off of.
Yeah.
I don't have it on me right now, but
Yeah,
I
I
do
know
have
I
what my...
can't do that way because I relist stuff.
Oh, right.
But
so
if you
right
put
now
your
I'm doing
whole...
a 10
Uh-huh.
and a 15.
Okay.
So I do, 10% off anything older than, I forgot what the rule is I put for it, and then 15%. I think I did 10% anything older, like 30 to 45 days old, and then 45 plus, I did 15% off. I think that's all I've got. And it did bring in 40, 50 bucks in extra sales from the promotion. So
yeah, like I might just put like my whole store like 15% off.
Yeah, I'd say that does too. You could just do a whole entire markdown as well.
Yeah. Since it's after Christmas, I might do that. Because, like, I take offers, and I mean, depending on what it is, and depending on how long I know it's been sitting in there, like, I'll go higher, but, like, I usually people send me offers, and I just go in straight away with either between 20 to 25% off. Like, that's usually my bottom line. That's where I list at that I can accept offers within that, and still make decent money on it. So I was going to try 15. We'll see.
Well, that's all I've got.
Yep. Happy New Year. It'll be...
Oh, yeah.
Well, it'll be Friday. New Year's on Monday.
But our next episode... Yeah, we didn't take a week off.
Yeah, we didn't take a week off. So y'all better tell your peeps to come over here, subscribe, like, comment, because we don't rest over here. The Flippin' Fantastic podcast.
Bye.
Bye.